Hello, I'm Jasmine Irujak with the Midday News. Education Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra says teaching requires strict processes from establishing schools to payroll setup, reminding authorities that graduates cannot simply enter classrooms without meeting standards.
At the media briefing held recently in Port Moresby, Education Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra reminded the nation that teaching is not simply a matter of graduating and walking into a classroom, but there are strict processes in place for teachers to follow to be qualified to teach.
So there's a process that we all have to follow, and that has to be complied with by every authority. And then everything should work out.
Dr. Kombra stressed that teachers' registration is fundamental to ensuring accountability and maintaining quality in the education system. He said teachers are central to saving the country's future and the welfare must be taken care of.
If a teacher is well accommodated, is well equipped and well trained, and is committed himself or herself, then we will have a better education system. And that's a fact that we all know.
The Secretary highlighted that registration begins with education standards. Students entering teachers' colleges must have a minimum grade 12 GPA of 2.8 before beginning their 3-year training program. Graduates who meet the requirements are then submitted to the Department for Provisional Registration, leading to full registration.
If someone has come into the teachers' college with a GPA that's less than 2.8, we will not register that person. That person will not be registered. So he or she should not be engaged by any province to teach, because the registration will not be given to that person. They'll have to go back and upgrade their qualifications.
Dr. Kombra warned that weakening academic standards would lead to poor classroom outcomes. He illustrated this with a simple example of incorrect English used by an unqualified teacher.
Speaking, say, I didn't went to the hospital. Huh? You know what's wrong with that sentence? It should, I didn't go to the hospital, not I didn't went to the hospital. So if you have a teacher who doesn't speak good English and is not academically qualified at 2.8 GPA, you will end up a child in that classroom teaching and learning that, oh, I didn't went to the hospital.
He said weak academic ability would lower competence in English, mathematics, and other core subjects, setting PNG students behind their peers in the region. Dr. Kombra urged provincial authorities to verify all credentials before hiring new teachers.
They must make sure that they have met that GPA and have a provisional certificate. If they don't have a provisional certificate, they should not engage that person. Even they say that I got a diploma in primary teaching from this teachers' college, they should look further into making sure that they have a teacher registration certificate.
Joanna Pile, TVWAN News.
The TVWAN Gulf District Administration yesterday presented operational support to the Tsili High School in preparation for the school's first intake for the 2026 academic year. As part of this commitment, the TVWAN Gulf District Development Authority provided 100,000 kina to support the school's initial administrative and operational requirements during the establishment phase.
With education being one of government's priority, the TVWAN Gulf District is aligning its support to this sector. Tsili High School opened recently following the completion of school infrastructure funded by the Wafi Golpu Integrated Development Grant. The District Development Authority has come on board to support the school with 100,000 kina. In addition, the district also presented essential office equipment including one laptop and a 3-in-1 printer, scanner, copier with A4 paper, valued at approximately 8,000 kina, to strengthen the school's administrative capacity. The presentation was officiated by Jason Peter, member for TVWAN Gulf and Minister for Community Development, Youth and Religion, and witnessed by the District Education Manager Sam Gesang. Jason Peter emphasized that this support reflects the district's strong commitment to expanding access to quality secondary school education and ensuring that newly established institutions are well positioned to deliver effective learning outcomes for students across Yuan Gulf and Morobe province. The Yuan Gulf District Administration remains committed to strengthening education infrastructure and supporting school administration to ensure sustainable and inclusive development. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 News.
Member for Nakanai and Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke has called on all members of the Nakanai District Development Authority to work together with the leaders to deliver tangible services to the people. Maneke made this call during the swearing-in of newly elected local-level government presidents into the Nakanai DDA recently in Kimbe.
Member for Nakanai and Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke has urged all members of the Nakanai District Development Authority to collaborate closely with their leaders in order to provide meaningful services to the community. He had highlighted that by working together, they can ensure the delivery of essential services and development projects that will benefit the community.
Lo appeal lo union town members. You must start work. You work one time with people. You must make him so that he to cooperate. Now you must make him so that administration, me appeal to administration too, even if you not structured properly, but only you must now come place clear. You must come now work one time on leaders playing me, board members playing me, so that we can deliver him on group work inside law, district playing me. Teamwork can be important. You must build him very structured team whereby we can be able to withstand him pressure now. Leave him on people, make him so that only make him only kiss him on group service inside.
Maneke also committed to fostering cooperation at all levels of governance to better serve constituents and drive sustainable progress in the district. He said despite of no formal structure in place for the district, all members of the DDA must work together and make decisions that will impact the lives of the people of Nakanai.
Today, any time when you make a commitment, lo gaman lo Papua New Guinea, gaman lo province. Na tu time go the staff na look kimi tu must swear that we deliver him on work honestly lo for the map you mistake where all people lo mistake na only important on something you must make it. So for them starting by look and so that to organize work you like make him, you must make him commitment law today. Now you must walk him straight the way government him like him. Now where God to him start now look maybe like him.
The 4 LLG presidents that were sworn in include John Ga from East Nakanai LLG, John Kelly, Central Nakanai LLG, Kevin Rage, Hoskins LLG, and Jimmy Ninda Jr. from the Mosa LLG. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
The 6 Mile Polyclinic in the National Capital District has marked 1 full year following its transition to a 24-hour emergency polyclinic. The National Capital District Provincial Health Authority has welcomed this milestone achievement.
Since launching its 24-hour emergency polyclinic on December 23, 2024, the 6 Mile Polyclinic has become a cornerstone of excellent healthcare delivery in Port Moresby Northeast District. The clinic recently celebrated its 1-year anniversary. The clinic's transition to 24-hour care was made possible through a strategic partnership between NCDPAJ and Port Moresby General Hospital, ensuring a steady flow of medical officers, nursing staff, and essential supplies to maintain round-the-clock service. Key achievements in 2025 include the registration close to 110,000 patients in the year, almost 20,000 patients served after hours, conduct of weekly specialized clinics, registered 100% initiative rate for HIV-positive patients, and 6,700 dental procedures recorded, among others. NCDPAJ Chief Executive Officer Dr. Robin Oge commended the clinic's achievements, stating that the 6 Mile Polyclinic has proven that community-based healthcare can deliver transformative results. He said by reducing the strain on Port Moresby General Hospital and expanding access to care, this initiative demonstrates the power of strategic partnerships and dedicated staff. Dr. Oge acknowledges the commitment shown by the medical officers, nurses, and support teams, stating that their tireless efforts have not only improved patient outcomes, but also strengthened the resilience of the health system. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
In overseas news, flooding has begun impacting low-lying parts of Rockhampton after heavy downfalls from ex-tropical cyclone Koji. But the impacts to the community are expected to be less severe than first thought.
Swallowing riverside walkways, flows edging higher up the flood gauge.
Bit nervous, a bit scary now that it's actually happening.
The swollen Fitzroy has started creeping into some areas, but the river's peak is now forecast to be lower than originally predicted.
At this stage for Rockhampton, the flood peak expected to be at some stage on Wednesday morning around the 7.5 metres.
This is great news. We were planning on 8 and a lot of our contingency plans are put in for 8 metres.
Authorities are relieved the number of impacted properties has nearly halved.
We revised down the number of properties that are impacted to 280. Now that's not 280 homes, that's residential properties that may get water into their yard.
Bill Dargell has experienced multiple floods at his family's nursery. He's thankful this one won't be as severe.
We're tidying up any stock in lower areas, we move, that sort of thing, horses, things like that. And just be prepared.
The SES spent the weekend door knocking in low-lying areas to ensure residents are well prepared. Flood boats are also ready to be deployed in case of an emergency.
We've had a good response from the community. As I said, Rockhampton's a really resilient community.
Further north, Ellie Beach continues its clean-up. A week after boats were smashed into rocks as ex-tropical cyclone Koji made landfall.
Polystyrene, the plastic bags, the smaller wreckage, and in 1 week we removed 9 tonne.
We all use them, but not many of us put much thought into what happens to old tyres once they're discarded. Now testing is underway to see whether tyres can be used to build tougher roads in the Northern Territory designed to last in the extreme climate.
Every year, hundreds of tonnes of old tyres pass through Darwin's waste system, stored, processed and often sent interstate or overseas. Tyres in landfill take up valuable space and waste material that could be reused.
We're all about diverting waste from landfill and reusing materials where possible as part of the circular economy.
Darwin's wet-dry cycles and extreme heat take a toll on roads, forcing councils to regularly maintain the infrastructure, which can cost ratepayers millions of dollars.
Council has its municipal plan, and it's all up to the elected members how much they allow us to spend each year, but generally it's in the $2 million mark.
That's where researchers at Charles Darwin University come in, working with the NT government to test whether recycled materials can make roads stronger and more durable in tropical conditions.
We want to try to replace the regular materials that are being used in the pavements with recycled alternatives, but try to keep the performance as it is, or maybe also improve it to get a double benefit.
It's hoped the lab results will translate into real-world effects.
Through this collaboration, we will be able to promote this, make that confidence, offer enough training and support to the road agencies to make them sure that this is doable and this is good for NT.
The Department of Logistics and Infrastructure says laboratory testing is well underway, with road tests expected to begin this year. Independent experts say while the idea shows promise, it still needs to be proven on Territory roads.
Back home in sports, the PNG Hekari Football Club will be out to make amend when they take on Tahiti today for their second appearance in the tournament at North Harbour Stadium, New Zealand. The PNG side have moved past from their defeat to Solomon Kings and have been putting some hard yards at the training to ensure they register a win against Tahiti. Coach of Hekari PNG, Marcos Guzmao, said the team didn't play the way he wanted in their first match. He's expecting the team to keep up with their defensive effort in the second game. The game against Tahiti is set for 12 p.m. PNG time. And our midday news ends on that note. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main bulletin. Bye now.